What's happening, guys? Welcome back to another episode. Today we have our first customer's car in the shop, and we're doing a Focus ST. We're doing a CPE downpipe on it. Corey's over there getting some stuff undone, getting ready. It's kind of thawing out. It is winter here, so cars are gross right now. So have it up in the air. We're letting the exhaust cool off and let stuff drain out, and downpipe job on this thing should be really easy. Got our guys and girls over at CPE that sent us downpipe for this thing, and we're just gonna get to work on this. You guys seen the last episode with the Speed 6 and the turbo. We got stuff going on there, but pretty sick. Have a car in the shop getting some work done. Got the Speed 6 up in the air. We are changing out the oil feed line. The old feed line had a burn spot in it with a bubble, plus it's a -3 and we need a -4, so we just took out the old feed line and fittings for the block, and we are now putting on a new feed line. Corey's got the other half of it on the block right now. He's just tightening it up. That'll connect to this, and then this goes to the top of the turbo. So we're gonna get this new feed line on, and then get the oil drain line mocked up and fitted so we can hook that up, and then the crash bar and the new treadstone intercooler will be here Friday, as well as our new battery for the car. We got a new AGM battery for the back to get rid of our Optima, because the Optima has just been trash for us. So we got one of those new excess power 12-volt batteries that are really, really good. Everybody likes them. They're super expensive, but I heard they're worth it. So that'll be coming here, because here in the next couple days, we're gonna be getting ready to fire this thing up, I think. And you guys will see this all in one video, because I want to post a video with this thing firing up. That is my goal. So we are very close, very, very close. My fabricator buddy's coming over, I think this weekend, and we're gonna knock out the intercooler piping and the downpipe for the car. So that way it'll be ready to go, and we'll be able to fire this thing up. The only thing that's not done right now is the PI, but I just want to focus on getting the car to actually start first. So we got all of our fluids, like I said, and we'll be ready to go here shortly. Today is Wednesday. The crash bar and everything will be here Friday. So fingers crossed everything shows up on time, and once we get the feed line and return done, that way we can load the engine with braking oil and start filling up the fluids to get it ready to crank over. Yo, I just had a customer and fan of ours send all these removed before flight tags. These are off of an F-35 fighter jet, and this is a 25mm round that comes out of them when they shoot their gun, their main gun, and he had Spooling Up Performance etched into the freaking casing. That is so sick. Damn, thanks Max, I really appreciate it, dude. This is like legit. I think we actually might try to utilize one of these onto the parachute for the RX-8, because it will be a military themed car, and this is gonna be so gnarly, man. I think we're gonna save one of these really nice ones for the parachute release. So sick. That's awesome, man. Huge shout out to Max. We had a small hiccup. UPS sent a package here when I wasn't here, and it was supposed to go to my house, and we missed it. So now they're holding it over the weekend, and we won't be able to get it till Monday, and that is the crash bar and the intercooler. What we needed to fab the intercooler pipe over to here and get that mounted up. So for now, we're going to fill the engine full of fluids. We're gonna fill the trans with fluid and get some power steering fluid in there, some brake fluid in the reservoir, stuff like that, and get this thing coolant as well, and then get this thing ready, because we got a new battery. This is a excess power PS3400. It's a big 12-volt AGM battery. So we're gonna be putting this sucker in the back of the 6 to get a fresh power plant in there for all of our electronics. Also, all the wiring for the gauges and stuff is gonna be done probably the same day we go pick up the package, which is gonna be Monday. But I wanna get fluids in here and get this thing ready, because what we're gonna do is put power to the car, turn everything on, and get this thing cranking to get some oil cranking inside this thing. So I'm probably gonna fill this thing up with oil, and then yeah, we'll go from there. Yes sirree, got that box I was waiting on. It is now Monday, and we gotta get this sucker open because what's in here is gonna help us get this put together. So, gonna open this up and show you guys what we got. All right, boys. So what we went with is a Treadstone Speed 6 crash bar. I was planning on getting a different crash bar from somebody else, but I needed something right now. Yeah, this will be what we use on the front of the car to mount our new intercooler, which is a new Treadstone TR 1045. It's a thick boy. This one's rated for 840 or 860 horsepower. So we definitely needed to upgrade this one from our like TR11 that we had on it. This thing's fresh. Fresh boy, real thick. Super nice. Fresh intercoolers look so good. Basically, got our crash bar here. That's gonna mount up just like so over here. And we'll get that bolted in and then go from there. Got a intercooler and crash bar on here. Pretty sick. This thing is a thick boy, dude, for sure. So I decided to inset it in the back and bring it up because I'm not quite sure how we're gonna do this intercooler piping yet. It is gonna be a definite struggle to figure this out. So we got some things we need to figure out. This one obviously comes down and comes into here, but we need to figure out that one right back here and how we're gonna get that to the other side. I lifted it up because I was hoping that we could run it underneath, but I don't know if that is a possibility. So we have some things to figure out for sure as far as getting that to work. I mean, I can attempt one more time to spin this cold side around and see if I can get it to work over the top, but
turbo's just too big. There's just no way.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's gonna be close.
I think you might be able to get away with sneaking it past the headlight and running them both. So one would go there and one right under.
Yeah.
But then would that be weird airflow wise?
No, I mean, it'll still work. It's just, if there's gonna be clearance for the bumper and like stuff like that, like I don't want it to be insanely complicated.
Yeah.
But coming over the top, I really don't want to do that either because it just looks better open. So we got some things to figure out for sure, but you can just take that in right now. That looks great, man. Everything fit up really well too. It did fit up really, really well. So we just got that to figure out, but the oil lines are done. The return line is done. All I gotta do is put the fire sleeve back on that. And we're ready for downpipe and the rest of the intercooler piping. We can fire this thing up. I wanted to show you guys up close the fitment again of this intercooler. There was a little tab. There was a little plastic tab that was right at the bottom of the radiator support. That sticks out and blocks the intercooler from sitting flush. Also, the sensor used to be down here, so I moved that up to give it all the clearance. But this thing is like super flush, sits really great. That is a TR 1045 core. It's 4 or 4.5 inches thick, pretty big. Treadstone crash bar looking great. Oil feed and drain are tight. I just wanted to make sure every oiling piece is tight, and I just put the new battery in and just hooked it up in here like this. Don't mind this, I have to get a new negative post end. This is the only one I can find with me at the shop right now. But new excess power D3400 12 volt AGM battery, looking good with my junky built battery tray that he custom made for me. Pretty sweet. So getting this all figured out, and we got power. So I am gonna look a couple things over. I'm gonna actually probably get in the car soon and turn the key on to make sure everything is working. I got the fuel pump and fuel injector fuse out because I don't want fuel coming up yet. I just strictly want to prime the oiling system in the vehicle. So I just want to crank the engine over to build up some oil pressure and to, you know, kind of coat all the parts inside the motor with oil. So that's what we're gonna do next, and that'll be it. So I got to get the bolts and the coil packs and get those set in. Just a little checklist to run through before we fire everything up, like a last nut and bolt check. Because honestly, the only thing we're really waiting on now is the intercooler pipe to be fabbed and the downpipe, but we have an up pipe for now, and we should still be able to crank it over and be good. So that's the plan. I'm gonna drop the car down, try to get in there, and see if I can crank this thing over. Okay. We have power. Everything powers on. But clutch in. I still gotta bleed the clutch, but I turn the key. I hear the relay clicking, but the starter's not firing. So gotta figure that out. Kind of expected. Car hasn't even turned a key in a while, like 7 or 8 months. So gotta figure that out. So this is a long time coming, and I'm pretty pumped about it. I've always wanted to have our own little setup to fabricate stuff so that we don't have to wait on people, kind of like we are now. And there's no issue with that. It's just, you know, we have our own timelines that we need to meet, so we might as well learn. So we picked up a new welder. It just came in, the AHP AlphaTag 201 XD. I've got a lot of buddies that use this and say it's pretty awesome. This is the most current model that they have. So it just got here. So I'm gonna open it up here so that you guys can see her. If I can get her out, stand by. Oh. AHP AlphaTag 201. Real nice welder. Shout out to my buddy Jason at Junkie Built. He kind of talked me through why I should get this, and it met all the criteria that I need. This is not a professional welder by any means, but it is to me because I'm not a professional TIG welder. So this does really, really well. We're not a fab shop, so it's not something that we're gonna be like servicing full time. So for the projects that we're doing, this is perfect. And it's actually pretty affordable. This welder is like 800 bucks. So pretty affordable. It comes with a bunch of stuff. There's a bunch of stuff that I still gotta get, like a bottle for argon and all that stuff, but we're pretty pumped about this because now we can fab up like our own downpipes and like intakes or intercooler pipes or whatever we need from here on out. I'm gonna put a little welding station over there. Our electrician actually already put a welding line in. It's a 50 amp 220 that goes in. So we're all set up over there. I just gotta get a welding table, which I'll order today, and we'll be set to go. So super pumped. I hope you guys are excited to learn with me because, like I said, not a professional. I'm gonna learn from the people I have around me in my circle that are good at fabricating. So hopefully through me learning through them, you guys can learn through me. So it'll be a fun adventure. All right, so we got everything ready for the Speed 6 to crank up, and I turned the key and it did start cranking, but I wanted to show you guys. But I gotta run a couple errands. Cooper, you guys probably all know who Cooper is, but Cooper Boghetti's got that 2JZ Camaro. He had ordered spark plugs, and they're like, all NGK products are like on national back order, like you can't get plugs anywhere. But I had some in stock, so I am sending him a little care package with 2 sets of plugs. and we'll get this sent off to him here in the next few minutes, and so that he has plugs. It's that nitrous life, he needs plenty of them. So I got him this many at least, so he can get by until his order that he placed already comes in. So that's about it. So I got everything in place for the Speed6 to fire up. We just need to crank and build some oil pressure, and we're gonna be ready to rock. We should be seeing this thing fire up here shortly. So I lost the footage, but the car cranks, it has power. I figured it out. So for those of you that may have issues down the road, when you, and this is on a Speed6, but if you pull the fuel pump fuse, number 30 right here, or 30 amp fuse, it is that guy that says fuel pump. I had pulled that off because I, in my head, thought if I pull the fuel pump, fuel won't come up, I can crank the car to build oil pressure. Well, it doesn't just control the fuel pump. I think it completes a circuit, because with that fuse out, my access port would not connect to the computer and I would not have crank at all. As soon as I plugged that fuse back in, everything worked. So if you guys are ever chasing an issue with the car not cranking over or anything, check that. If your fuel pump's not coming on, check that, and we'll be good to go. So this thing is ready to fire, and I'm nervous but excited. I haven't got to see oil pressure yet. I kind of rigged up my oil pressure sensor right here. And I was talking to Justin at FREEKTUNE. He said these motors take forever to see oil pressure sometimes. So I was cranking it. I was seeing oil come out of some places, so I know it's moving around. And yeah, we just basically have to send it. So we're back in the shop. I had mentioned that we were gonna be getting the downpipe and the other intercooler pipe fabricated. And my buddy Alex is here from Infamous Performance. He's about an hour south of us-ish, and he came out today, fit us in a schedule, and is knocking this stuff out for us. Dom took a bunch of clips for you guys. So I went to work this morning and just came here after lunch, and Alex has already knocked out so much. He's got a complete downpipe made, which looks amazing. I mean, he's hard charging. He hasn't skipped a beat since this morning. It's awesome. So the whole downpipe is done. He actually made a 2-part downpipe. It's actually V-banded halfway down and then runs into our full exhaust from underneath. So sick. Insane. Dom's been here all morning like a champ, hanging out with Alex, probably learning a thing or two. And we're doing the intercooler pipe a little different than people have seen on these Speed6s. Most people just go over the top, or have a dual stacked inlet outlet intercooler on one side. But I really like Treadstone cores, and Treadstone's intercooler that they make, that is single side entry and exit, is only rated for like 700 horsepower. So I wanted to go this route, and I figured we could figure it out, and Alex has done that. I mean, he's flying. He's got it running underneath the car. We'll get a good look at it here in a little bit, if Dom hasn't already, but he's flying. So we're at that point now where everything's going to be buttoned up, and we'll be able to start this thing up, you know, for the first time, and listen to this thing run, check everything over, and then once it's heat cycle, we can drain that break-in oil, put the new stuff in, and get ready to
hit the dyno.
I got to figure out, I got a new idea for the port injection.
What are you thinking?
Yeah, by the way. So it's same kind of similar setup, but a little more simplified. Right. And better for street use. I'll say that. And I'll keep you guys in the loop on that, because I know a lot of people hit me up for the port injection setups that we use. But I figured I could just simplify it a little bit and get a better option for the platform as a whole. Guys, it is completed. It is awesome. It looks so good. I'm really, really happy with it. He did a really good job on the downpipe. Intercooler pipe is pretty sweet. It's down here. This is all gonna get powder coated the same, you know, wrinkle black. But he fished it down, and it actually runs down under this like little channel behind the subframe and the core support. And we mocked it up with the bumper and everything. The front bumper lip actually sits lower than this, and everything angles back. So it does clear. It won't have any like issues like running it over. So before anybody says that, it'll be fine. But it wraps underneath and goes into here. Is that the setup that'll work for everybody? No, but it works for our situation and what we're going for. So that's what we went with. So everything's all welded up and everything. I just got to get a few clamps and clamp everything down, but we should be ready to go to fire this thing up and be ready to rock and roll, to start kind of ironing this thing out. I'm so excited. I'm freaking pumped. This has been like a year in the making, getting this thing back up and going, and I'm stoked. And thanks for you guys. You know, you guys are a constant motivation for us to keep going. So it's pretty exciting. So huge shout out to Alex. I appreciate him so much. He came out. He's, like I said, he lives like an hour south of here, and he has a shop of his own. Like I said, Infamous Performance. You guys can check him out on Facebook. I'll link his stuff down below. He does all sorts of crazy stuff with race cars, LS stuff, and he, you know, took time out of his busy schedule at his shop to come out here and knock this out for us, and that he did. I mean, everything looks great, and it doesn't look like he rushed anything, which is awesome. He's truly got a lot of skill, and he kind of gave me some rundown on what I need to do for our new TIG welder and to get started, and materials and all that stuff to do. So huge shout out to Alex. I really appreciate him coming by, and we'll be doing stuff in the future together for sure. But it turned out awesome. So now we can look forward to starting this thing up. Dude, it sounds so good though.
Dude, she's a healthy unit.
Let's go, dude!
That's so hype.
Woo! We need to get more, I didn't want to let it run too long. I gotta get more coolant to put it in there. We got a first start, baby! Let's go! Dude, I am freaking pumped, man. That's all the oil's burning off.
Yeah.
I gotta
That'll happen.
Dude, she sounds so good.
So good.
Dude, let's go. That's sick. So now we just need to burp the coolant system. Dude, I mean,
So sick.
holy shit.
It's been a long time coming.
Long time coming. Now, this isn't like the way it's gonna be. I gotta take this stuff off,
Yeah.
have it coated, the turbo compressor housing on these things, you actually need to drill out the source for the turbo, like the 1/8 NPT fitting. You need to drill it out and then screw one of those in. And really just start buttoning things up. I want to get a full heat cycle into it. I got to get more coolant. And we're ready to go. No funny noises coming from the motor.
Dude.
Obviously the power steering, that's going to whine until it works itself through the system. The system was completely dry, so. Dude, I am pumped. Huge shout out to Alex at Infamous Performance for coming out here and doing this for us, because I was just in a pinch and I needed it done. It's custom to our liking and how we're running things, and I like that. And this is just gonna be such a baller setup, man. Like, I can't wait. And Justin at FREEKTUNE, my man. So good on the startup, no flaws at all.
Literally started right up, dude.
Butter. Got him. But yo, seriously, shout out to the entire team. Speed Performance, Short Block, ready to go. My dude, Paul Pianessa at Pianessa Race Engines that did the head. Awesome. The whole collaborative piece is just great, man. Alex, Infamous Performance, helping us out with the fab work. It was just a big team effort on this thing. It took a while, but it came together. And I appreciate it. And I appreciate you guys for keeping us motivated to see more content. I know I told you guys I wanted to wait for a longer episode, and you guys were cool with that, because this right here just made it worth it. Absolutely 100% made it worth it. So now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna order a whole new coupler and clamp set. I wanna get all new couplers and clamps, just so I know they're good and brand new and good quality. That'll be on the way today. I'll order them. And yeah, from here, man, we just gotta get some coolant in there and let this thing fully heat cycle and warm up and check over literally everything, and get ready for this thing to go. I just want to fill out that tire with air, and then actually I want to roll it. I want to move it. I want it to move under its own power. We appreciate you guys so much for watching. If you guys want to support us in any way, you guys can go pick up merch. We just got a whole new batch of hoodies and shirts. We got stickers right here that you guys can cop. They got gray and white. These are sweet. They're like really, this is about the size of what they are, like size of your mirror.
See, those are like my favorite though, for like those back corner windows.
They're perfect for it.
They fit perfect.
So we got these hoodies, t-shirts. We just got a whole new batch in. You can check them out on our website. If you guys need parts, anything, let us know. Wanted to get you guys a first startup on this thing. We're super hyped. More to come on the next episode. But until next time, we will see you later. Peace. Oh, come on. You think I was going to let you go that easy? Finish this heat cycle real quick on the car so that we know everything's good. We don't have any leaks up front going on. Sounds great. Everything is running super smooth. Justin's tune for startup is on point. AFRs are perfect. Coolant temps are slowly rising. Pretty sick.